Welcome to this segment of Cardinal Clips. We're celebrating having the University of Minnesota Marching Band at Willmar Senior High. And we have a couple of members of the marching band from Willmar who are here with me right now. You guys look like you're in pretty good shape here. You got up early this morning, had to get on the bus and get out here. How'd it go?
It was later than what we usually get up for on game day, so got to sleep in a little bit.
Well, and I could imagine, Paul, that you kind of miss sleeping in on those days.
I'm in a constant state of missing sleeping. I just miss sleep so much. Come back, sleep.
Is being in the marching band, most people have no concept of the amount of time it takes to participate in that extracurricular activity. What does it do to your life? Does it control your life?
What's the quote?
You don't become part of the band's life, the band becomes... No, it's...
The band doesn't become part of your life, you become part of the band's life.
And is that true?
That's very much it.
Yeah.
We've got practices. Well, first of all, we started out with spat camp, which was a week, 2 weeks before school even started.
It's normally 2 weeks of spat camp, which is just like being able to figure out how we march correctly and being able to do everything necessary on the field and off the field. Normally that's 2 or 3 weeks, but for us, we only had 1 week to do everything, and we had to learn a show, and we were learning everything in 1 week, and that was really stressful. But then it just kind of went into school started, and it just kept kind of going, and we were learning, and yeah, there's
Making a band.
it's not a lot of outside stuff. It's you're thinking about band a lot more than you think you'd be.
And spat camp practices where we'd get up around 7, go eat breakfast, start practice around 8:30 or 9 every day. We wouldn't get done till about 10 or 10:30 at night some nights. So that's a good 14 plus hours of band a day for the first week and then welcome week of school. So we got, I don't know, multiply 14 times 14.
I'm not a math major. I don't know that.
Me neither.
So is it worth it for you? It sounds like a lot of work, but there's got to be some enjoyable part to it too.
Oh, yeah. We came into school and classes and everything with 320 family members pretty much that were juniors, seniors, sophomores, people who knew about school, how it goes, and could help us get around.
That's probably the best part about the marching band as a freshman is you go in there thinking, holy moly, I'm not going to make any friends, no one's going to like me, and then you enter this section where everyone's playing the same thing and you can kind of complain about stuff together and ask everyone for advice, and everyone's really nice and everyone's just there to be a marching band and march as best as they can, so everyone's bonding over the same thing and we become friends. I know I have, like, pretty much my only friends now are in the band, and I hope that I can see them even when it ends in a couple of weeks.
So are you ready for it to be over?
I want to say no, but there's also this part of me that knows that homework is piling up, and I'm like, oh no, I need more time, and marching band does take a big chunk of time, so I'm excited to be a little bit less stressed, but also I'm going to be sad to not go to the bank every day and practice.
Now, you're going to go to a bowl. You get to go, as part of being in the band, you get to go to a bowl. Are you looking forward to that?
We're very excited to go somewhere warm.
So, got to ask a question. What are you going to major in?
I'm going for animal science and nutrition, so hoping to go pre-veterinary.
I am a music education major, so hopefully I'll be doing what Mr. Brau, Mr. Haugen, Mrs. Suter are doing right here.
Super. Were you ready for college? Did we do a good job, for the most part, getting you ready for college?
I think the biggest change in college was the atmosphere, because you got to realize you're not with your old high school friends anymore. You go from being at the top of the barrel to being, you don't even know what's going on half the time. And I think personally for me, I'm in calculus now, and I know the math department here really prepared me well for college, and I feel comfortable in my classes. It's just the getting used to living in a dorm, not having your family there all the time. That's the biggest change that I've seen.
Was there a lot of competition do people try out for the marching band
Yeah.
and people not get selected?
what I had to do was record myself playing 2 songs, couple of scales, and a chromatic scale. I put those videos on YouTube, unlisted, and emailed them to the main marching band place. They were reviewed, and then a couple of weeks later, they sent me a email that said, "Congratulations, you're in the marching band. Here's everyone else that's in the marching band."
Yeah, and it's pretty competitive because at least I know for the flute section, this year we have a lot of veterans that are back, but we have a lot of rookies too. But I think there are like 11 or 12, something like that, rookies, and they auditioned about 35 flutes. So it was pretty competitive, tough to get in.
So our music department in Willmar did a good job preparing.
Can't complain about Brau and Mara. They prepared us really well. And one of the things that was cool is a lot of people at school don't really know where Willmar is, so it was neat coming out here. But the people that did know about Willmar knew Willmar by its music department.
Super, that's great. If you were to give a word of advice to people here in Willmar Senior High yet about going to college and being a part of a marching band, what would you tell them?
I would say, hey, if you're interested in music, being a part of something greater than yourself, you like making cool things happen with your mouth and with your legs, and you just like music in general or band in general, try out marching band because chances are you probably won't regret it.
I'd say a lot of people get stressed out about going to college, but the biggest thing is as long as you're involved and you're going for it and you're passionate about what you're doing, it's going to be the most amazing thing you've done in your life. So don't stress out about it, join marching band, and especially come to the University of Minnesota.
Well, I really appreciate the two of you taking the time. I'm really happy that we have, about 1% of the marching band, the University of Minnesota marching band graduated from Willmar. All right, that's pretty cool. Not bad. Congratulations. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
My guest for this segment of Cardinal Clips is Robert Brau, a 2011 graduate of Willmar Senior High, a junior now at the University of Minnesota, and you're in the marching band. Do you enjoy that?
Oh, definitely. I really love it.
What do you play?
I play mellophone.
And how have you been in marching band ever since you went to the U?
Yes. Yeah, it was one of the first things I wanted to sign up for. Yeah, it really got me excited.
Have you got to travel a little bit when you were as part of the marching band?
Yeah, we got to go to the bowl game last year, and that was a blast. So, yeah.
What's the difference? You're a junior now in college. What's the difference between being in the band at Willmar Senior High and being at the band at the University of Minnesota?
Well, there's a lot of tradition and school spirit that goes on in the band, and there's spirit and tradition here, but some of it's a lot longer lasting, and it feels like it's been around for a really long time. So there's that. We got all our school songs, and when you go to a game, everybody sings along, and that's a blast.
Are the people that you're in the marching band with 20 years from now, you still going to be friends with some of them?
Definitely. Yeah, we hang out, and it's great.
What's your major?
I'm a guitar performance major, so school music, and yeah.
You gonna teach, or you want to play professional?
I would love to play, but my goal would be teaching.
My assumption is that you've been in marching band for 3 years, and you had to be really talented to get picked for it as a freshman.
There's an audition process, and so you have to be selected through that, but other than that, yeah.
So what's the biggest challenge been for you personally as a member of the marching band?
Probably becoming a leader in the band. I auditioned for a leader this year at the spring semester last year. So auditioned then, and it was kind of funny. I actually got because of the amount of the mellophones, they don't know how many mellophones they're going to have for the next year, so they originally picked 3 leaders. I was a little disappointed, and then as we started to get closer to the season, they found out that there were going to be enough mellophones, so I got in as a leader, and that made me pretty nervous, but got over it, and I'm having a real good year.
So what's a leader have to do?
We do a lot of the organization. Dr. Deem will call out something, and we have to tell people. We basically are the network. He tells us stuff, we tell everybody else. And
You said something about you could be part of the marching band for 6 years?
yeah, you can be in the band for more than 4 years, and so if you're a grad student or need to do a 5-year plan, you can definitely be in the band. The other thing is also, if you're a person who goes to, say, St. Thomas, you can still be in the marching band.
Oh, really? They have kind of a sharing program?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there, are there a number of kids from St. Thomas that play in the marching band?
I'm not sure exactly how many, but we do have one in our section. So we'll make up 24 members of the band. So,
Robert, my understanding is that, you get up, game day is really kind of pressure filled, kind of a full day. You want to give us kind of an example of a typical game day as you get ready for one of the games?
usually about a week in advance, we find out when the game is exactly going to be. If it's going to be like an 11 o'clock game, that means we're going to have 6 a.m. rehearsal. If it's earlier, we get up earlier. If it's later, we get up later. But yeah, 6 a.m. rehearsal, we're out in the dark, wake up dark and early, and yeah, and after that we rehearse, we get off the field, football team practices, and we go get lunch, go get some food, and then we come back, we do the plaza performance, tailgate bands go out, and then we do pregame, and we do the show.
Now, you mentioned plaza bands and
Yes,
tailgate.
tailgate.
What group do you get to play?
I'm in one of the tailgate bands. There are 3 of them. They go to the different tailgate lots where students pregame and also, yeah, fans too. And so you go out in a tailgate band, you play a few songs, and then you come back. And then Plaza is the whole band. And we go around the streets, we do some marching, and then we come back into the stadium.
Anything you'd want to tell your friends back here in Willmar about college life or getting ready to be in a marching band or anything, or getting ready for college, however you want to put it?
It's a lot of work. You got to organize your time. You got to put in the time, but it's really fun.
I really appreciate you taking time. I know you got a rehearsal you got to get to, but thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this edition of Cardinal Clips. We were lucky enough to have 3 former Willmar High School grads that are part of the University of Minnesota Marching Band, Dr. Jerry Lockhart, a former director of the marching band, and Regent Dean Johnson, who lives in Willmar. And remember, today's music students could be tomorrow's University of Minnesota Marching Band